You have two aces that, well, three that showed up in both of these spreads. So we have here the Ace of Swords right here, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. So three aces coming in for this week. So I feel like, never mind the week. I feel that this is a very, very pivotal month for you. And, towards the end of the month, we are going to be shifting into Scorpio season. So I feel like it's a really good time for you to, really think about and try to manifest and try to solidify some new starts in your life. Okay. So like letting go of old habits, letting go of old relationships that have been really weighing you down, letting go of the past and trying to turn over a new leaf and really try to live in the present moment and to rewrite a new chapter in your life. Okay. The three aces indicates to me, new love, new ways of communicating with other people, as well as new jobs that are going to make you feel really good about yourself, that you're on the right track. And they're going to be confirmation from the universe that, you're exactly where you need to be. Okay. So a lot of it has to do, first of all, with cutting ties with the past and allowing people to be who they are and choosing to detach yourself. If their energy doesn't jive with you for whatever reason, detaching yourself and let people kind of rest in your past so that you can move on without baggage. Okay. Let me talk about your love life first, because I feel like we start out with the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is all about truth of revelations, things coming into focus for you. Whatever was hazy, now you're getting a dose of the truth. Okay. You're coming in very, very decisive for this week when it comes to your love relationship. I see many of you on the dating app, right? And you're reading somebody's profile and you're like, nah, no. And someone, and a lot of it has to do, this deals with communication. So a lot of it has to do with, I'm seeing you being very nitpicky about spelling errors and pronunciate and grammar, and how somebody speaks and how somebody enunciates, or if they mispronounce a word or something. You're very picky about that. So I feel like you're a little bit picky when it comes to choosing who you want to invest your time in, which is fine, because the Ace of Swords is about figuring out the truth, and it's more about finding somebody that we can jive well with when it comes to communication, so there's less confusion. This is also about severance, like severing with ties from the past, severing, like cutting ourselves free from either bad communications or bad ways of thinking, or even outdated ways of thinking, and just trying to resurrect a new type of mentality, worldview, or like a paradigm shift. It's like doing things in a different light. Okay. And I feel like there might have been a breakup for you guys recently, and you're finally decisive about moving on, moving forward. The person that you're dealing with, I do see an age difference here between you and another person. You might be the older one, they might be the younger one, or vice versa. I feel like they're showing up here as the Hermit. This is somebody that needs a lot of space. Okay. This is somebody that is very spiritually aware. They seem to me to be like a world traveler. They've collected a lot of experience and knowledge and wisdom and insights. And I feel like they need a lot of space. So if you are communicating with somebody and they're not really responding, it's because they're at a point where they're going into like introspective mode, and you're not able to reach them. They turn off their phone, they kind of ghost you, or they kind of block you. And I feel like as a result of their behavior, when they revert to this type of behavior, you're deciding to kind of, block them, or you're deciding, oh, it's time for me to cut my losses and move on. So I feel this very like the sense of finality coming into your relationship sector, where you don't really want to deal with people or relationships that are very one-sided. Okay. But whoever you're dealing with, especially if there's an age difference, this person needs a lot of alone time. They like to have, They like to ponder over their problems, so they don't like a lot of noise in their environment. They might not like a lot of communication. They need a lot of alone time to kind of sort things out for themselves and sort out their lives. At the center of the spread, we have here the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups basically means, both of these are your energies. So I feel like you harbor a lot of love and affection for another person. And this is sort of like the big love, okay? Feeling like the other person really understands us. It's not just, passion and chemistry. It's almost like feeling a very strong soul connection with another person and trying to understand, like where both parties are trying to really understand each other. And the communication might flow really, really well between the two of you. And so naturally you feel like they're your counterpart. You feel like they're the person that's been missing all along. And I also feel like this is being that this is new love. I feel like you have to sever the whatever linkages or whatever baggage you have from the past in order to allow new energies to come into the picture. I feel like there's somebody coming right at you. And once again, I do see an age difference. I feel like you might be dating somebody who's significantly younger, and they're really, really just eyeing you and making kind of like that they're beelining it for you. So I have here the Prince of Swords. This is somebody that is very, very intelligent. Okay, in a way, they're kind of emotionally stunted. Okay. And I feel almost like, well, this is a energy of an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, but it's a knight, so I feel they embody the energy rather than are that energy. And this is someone who's very enthusiastic about you. They see you as someone whose energy is very open, very soft, has a lot of love, and has a lot of emotional depth and a lot of strength of character. So I feel like you might have communicated with them and there's revelations about you where they're like, wow, the Scorpio has a lot of inner strength. They've been through a lot of things in their past, but they're not crippled by it. They've grown stronger and wiser. And so they really appreciate hearing your stories. They're very enchanted by you. And I also feel like they're going to make their feelings very known. They're going to be contacting you heavily. And the thing about air signs in general, if they like you, they'll contact you 24/7. They'll forgo sleep if they need to. The minute that they stop communicating with you, that's when it's over. That's when the feelings are no longer there. But this person is at a point where they're very passionate about you and they want to set up dates. They want to get to know you. They want to, cross paths with you. And I feel like they know you are a really good catch. So they're going towards you because they don't want to lose you. And what I have as well is their energy is so it's so directed that it can feel a little bit unnerving from your end, okay? This is the Seven of Wands, feeling like we're the center of attention, feeling like things are happening too fast. All the pointy, spears are like, it's pointed at you, and I feel like you're unprepared for it, or it's happening too fast, too soon, and you're feeling like I'm not ready. You might be at a point where you just recently broke up with somebody and you're not too anxious about starting a new relationship. You might want to go out and have fun and, kind of take things lightly. But this person is just like very, very much like their energy is so concentrated that it can feel a little bit unnerving. I see somebody who's very intense, who's very impatient as well. And I feel like it makes you a little bit nervous because you're like, well, let's just get to know each other. Let's slow things down a little bit and let's, talk. And then they want to, rush the relationship along. I see an element of distance between you and that person. So that might also be another reason why they're trying to rush things because, timing is a major issue here. I feel like it's happening too fast for you, and whereas the other person feels like it's happening too slowly, okay? But either way, you have great people in the spread, and I have all signs, honestly. And I feel like there's an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. But I do see all signs showing up here, but I feel like You need to sever ties with the past in order to have a new love relationship. So it's almost like you can't have one foot out the door, okay? You can't have ties like one foot in the past, one foot in the present, and then trying to manifest love relationships in your future. So it would be a good idea for you to, be decisive and kind of sever ties. Other areas of your life, there's definitely whatever financial pinch you've been feeling in the past, you're turning your back on it. And I feel like prosperity is going to be coming in for you. Okay. So this is a card here about financial lack, feeling a little bit left out, feeling like we're very much stuck in our emotions and we're not able to move on. So some of you could be haunted by a period in your past where you were plagued with a lot of financial troubles. You're trying to find ways to resolve them. You're trying to also learn from the past so that it doesn't happen again. You're trying to, save up like kind of like a nest egg so that you can buffer yourself against hard financial times that you feel could be coming in the future. So I feel like many of you are at a point where you're like, I'm never going to go there. I'm never going to put myself in that situation again. And I'm going to make sure I do everything to cover myself so that I don't end up in financial dire straits. So some of you could be speaking to a consultant. Some of you could be planning even for your retirement. Some of you could be even going to financial institutions, refinancing a property, and trying to, use that as a kind of a buffer. Like just to save up and use that as a buffer for yourself. We have new jobs coming into the picture, new opportunities, promotions, new jobs. Okay. Usually I think of this as a new job, a job that's opening up for you where some of you are going to be recruited, it's on the offer. So I feel like you're not even going out there to look for it. I feel like someone is just like, hey, there's this job. Can you apply for it? That way, we have you officially on paper, even though we don't need to interview you. We're going to hire you anyways. We just need you to apply for it. That way we have it on paper. So it's sort of like something that's offered to you mainly because you have the skills to do the job. So I see a lot of people, it's like you're the it guy or the it girl, and then the company or the contractors or the organization is they know your name and they're just like, go find that person. So I feel like something is offered to you in a very quick, swift manner. And I feel like it's because you have the skills and the expertise. I see somebody in an organization where, you have to meet the time, right? Like you have to be employed at that level for a specific amount of time. And then before even that time expires, a position opens up and they're like, well, you have 2 months left, but why don't you just apply for it and then we'll promote you. So it's like going through some type of an informal channel in order to get it because you know the people and then they also know your skills and your competencies and your capabilities, okay? I'm also seeing as well some people going back to school, returning to school, and even having to, reduce their work hours like part-time or finding a new job that is part-time or that can accommodate your schedule if you are planning to return back to school. I see a big heavy focus here on trying to, it's almost like getting yourself ready, starting your new life and, getting everything lined up so that you can be a lot more stable, a lot more financially stable, a lot more secure in the way that you think, in the way that you emotionally, just like finding emotional balance all over again. And there are a lot of new projects, new things that you're going to be dabbling in, moving forward into your birthday time. And so I feel like this is going to be a really good week for you to reaffirm, the fact that I'm okay. I'm going to be fine on my own. A lot of prosperity will be coming in for me and I'm going to be okay. So I hope the energy pans out for you. I hope the reading resonates and it's helpful for you as you navigate through the energies for this week. Take care of yourself, Scorpio.